Excellent. And just to dig into that, as a, I would call it a real company. You deal with actual physical materials, doing very practical projects.
Yep.
You're not a company just creating some weird AI nonsense or whatever. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Great
Not at
companies
all.
doing that as well. But as a real company doing real stuff, how do you use Zoho Analytics?
Yeah, it's tangible assets, right? These are investments people are making in equipment. So solar panels, the inverters, all the way down to the racking, the wiring, the nuts and bolts. All of that needs to stand the test of time. They are warranted for 25 years, so it's quite a long-term product. And that means that over that lifetime, things need to be operational and up and running so that they realize their investment, which is oftentimes through energy bill savings. That does come through other means as well, with like energy storage, where they have backup power in the event of an outage. They also extend the use of their solar energy from the daytime into the nighttime. So, these are investments people are making, and we use analytics in various fashions because it can be connected to various endpoints. We're pulling together the data that's in our CRM or inside of Zoho projects, and we're visualizing that into analytics in various forms, whether it's pivot tables or different types of charts, several different types of charts, and even geo-mapping, where these installations are at, according to like latitude and longitude, as well as where leads come in and where those are kind of coming in. We can heat map these things to see where there's more activity or less activity, and that helps with our marketing. But it is even from the top of the funnel, from the various lead sources who are connected through either an API or a webhook into our CRM. That information gets put into the data tables of analytics, which then we can create these types of bar charts and pivot tables to more or less express like what's going on in our markets. And various users need that information, whether it's a partner who we're doing monthly account reviews and we're looking at how many leads came in from a certain area and how did those perform from a conversion standpoint, or if it's from like a manufacturer where we provide a forecast of how many certain of either panels or battery units that we anticipate selling and installing. We'll use that data and as well as sort of showing them, hey, here's what actually happened. Here was the forecast. Here's what actually happened. And then in turn, they can go back to their manufacturing team and say, hey, we need X amount of units for this coming quarter, or these number of units were actually installed and deployed. And so all that data is being used by different parties in different ways. And by segmenting all of that, we're able to help sort of create this full scope, full focus, and sort of step back as our own internal team and our leadership team and look at these dashboards that we've created and turned them into slideshows. And those go across TV screens in our office. They're also part of our like weekly and daily meetings, just different types of widgets, whether it's like a prorated widget that shows us here's where we forecasted to be by this time of the month. Here's where we actually are at this time of the month. We have conditional formatting to color format if we're ahead or behind, just so that it's really easy to digest the information and sort of point out where there's potential pitfalls. And all of that helps us then catch anything that's out of bounds and put focus on it, and then realize, okay, here's the bottleneck. What's the solution? How do we expedite this forward? And that's just some of the use cases that we have with analytics, but it is a tremendous opportunity for us to showcase what we do in the real world, something that is construction and that then becomes more or less a sort of energy business. That is, you can see where we're putting these little power plants all around the Southeast, and it is a great exciting time for us here. And we're growing. We're making 5,000 3 years in a row. We've added 4 offices. We started with 1. We have more and more team members joining, and it's awesome to train them on analytics because it's super easy for them to get started and realize very quickly where we're at and what we got to do. And that's continuing to accelerate our growth.
Yeah, and congratulations. And just for a note for the audience, that being in the Inc. 5000 basically means you have to be growing year over year, usually a 3-year period or more, just to qualify. And Inc. magazine looks at the top 5,000 companies in the entire country that are growing fastest. So and that's a tough list to make. And it usually means, roughly, it might be even faster than this, but you've got to double year over year basically to make this list. So you've got to grow really fast to be there. And being there for multiple years means that you are growing doubling year over year. Like
We
that's a
are.
lot.
Yeah, yeah, it's a lot to keep up with. Thankfully, we're not with the papers and sticky notes anymore. Thankfully, we have scheduled reports that show up in our emails at 8 a.m. or 8 p.m. And the data comes to us, and we can just at a glance, at our convenience, make sure that we're keeping up with the know. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
Yeah.